Hey, how's it going, guys? So I want to do a video on volatility and VIX. Now, the VIX has gone super low as of yesterday to 9.19. And I believe it was yesterday where Seeking Alpha actually published my article. I'll post a link below. I want you guys to read it. And I was talking about a VIX spike. Now, why would I talk about a VIX spike? Well, look at 2 years ago. The commercial hedgers were the most net short volatility futures. And at position extreme, they tend to be right. And they were totally right. They got the bottom, right, at the position extreme. And for the past 2 years, volatility has been going down, going down, going down. Even there are spikes, but if people held like the XIV, which I should have, from 15 to all the way to 103, that would have been over a 568% move to the upside. Now, this time around, the commercial hedgers are the most net long VIX futures, while the speculators are the most net short VIX futures. This is data as of, I believe, late September, I think maybe 9/26, which falls on a Tuesday. I'm going to see the other data that comes out in a few hours. But I posted an article yesterday, and I got a lot of comments saying that VIX is never going to go. VIX is never going to go up. And then all of a sudden, the VIX went up a little bit today, and then it may have gone up, obviously, because the market is technically overbought. And then the headline came that North Korea is going to launch some sort of missile that could reach the West Coast. This is a test, obviously. And what Donald Trump said yesterday was very eerie. And he said, and he was meeting with his military guys, he said, this is the calm before the storm, right? And volatility, right? Everyone was complacent. It seemed like it was calm before the storm, right? And what I've noticed is when the VIX is at extremely low levels, you see headlines coming out regards to North Korea, and there's some sort of test, and volatility spikes. So, yeah, it is what it is, but from the data that I'm looking at, right, commercial hedgers, the most net long VIX futures, people should take that into consideration. I'm not saying that going long the VIX is always a winning trade. It's not. You lose money 70% of the time, and I've lost money trying to bet on the VIX. And a lot of people who just buy XIV, right, those guys tend to make money or shorting volatility. But there may come a day where volatility is very low, and then it spikes up over 100%, and then the XIV, from what I've read, it could go to zero. So even though it's $100 right now, if volatility were to increase 100% in a day because there's some sort of geopolitical mess, or there's a black swan event, or whatever, that trade could be off the table, and then the regulators are going to come in and this and that, and then the best way to play the short volatility trade is maybe the VIX futures, or if you know how to play the options markets, right? So I just wanted to point that out. A lot of people saying VIX won't go up. VIX went up today, right? It's only a day, and the headlines came out regarding North Korea. So moving in the future, if VIX gets really low and the market gets overbought and investors are complacent, the signal may be to buy volatility or to take profits when you see the VIX at all-time lows, like 9.19 yesterday. And in addition to that, you may want to look at the headlines regarding North Korea. If you haven't seen anything for a while, and VIX is very low, like it was yesterday, that may be a time, you know what, let's take this into consideration. And I don't know if it's a conspiracy, but it's just strange that the North Korean headlines always come up with low vol, or when VIX is at the upper end of the range, right? Some people say the market is rigged and this and that, and I'm just wondering if these headlines are purposely being pushed at the bottom of the volatility range and the top of the volatility range. And that may be your signal to take the other side of the trade. So, yeah, VIX isn't going to zero. That's the headline. I mean, that's the title of my video, but people were just very complacent yesterday. Even though I have some trades that are both sides of the aisle in terms of long vol or short vol, it seems that we should see a spike in volatility. And if today's the start of it, who knows where this could go, right? If there's a geopolitical event in North Korea with what Donald Trump hinted, VIX could easily go above 20, but we shall see. Anyways, guys, talk to you later, and I'll do a video sometime soon. All right, bye.